the depths of my mind, a demonic cackle. Joker's grin, mocking me, ready for battle. Chasing reality.
My name is Andrew, Black Dragon Studios. We are back with another banger today. Man, I had downloaded this game, I think, like last year, and I never played it. I played it once or twice, and then I just like dipped out because I was like, this ain't for me. I'm not gonna play this. Something changed. I don't know what changed. Downloaded it again. Played it for about 2 weeks. Kept seeing all this mail. Look, so many inbox, so much mail. I didn't read any of it. Well, today I decided to click on one of them. 3 packs, bunch of other stuff. I said, okay, I'll click on the second one. More packs. Well, I had about 20 of them. And each one was giving at least 3 packs. So we've got packs for days. Unbeknownst to me, I have been getting packs for the last year from this game for free without even realizing it. Each time a new set came out. So we're going to be opening up packs today from all kinds of different sets. Alright, let's go ahead, man. Let's go up. Let's go ahead and open some packs here. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Harvester of Misery. This is Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Spirit 5 costing. Menace. Other creatures get -2/-2 of end of turn. Discard Harvester of Misery. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. This would be a really good sideboard card against Convoke, Goblins, a lot of those white weenie decks. This would be really good against my deck. Not a bad body either, 5/4. Give it a 5 out of 10. I give it a 5 out of 10. For a mythic, it's okay. It's okay. It could be a rare, you know what I mean? 2 black and a red, destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. It's like murder, except you can destroy an artifact or a planeswalker. I dig it. If you're playing black-red, if you're playing Grixis Control, you'll probably want to play a couple of these in your main deck and a couple in your sideboard. I like it. I've always been a sucker for cheap removal spells, man. I like that. That's good shit. I love the new set, how they have the prosperity post as well. 1 green and 1 blue. Choose one. Target creature fights target creature you don't control. Counter target non-creature spell unless controller pays 3. I could see that being used in Domain Ramp, honestly. You get a Chrome Host Seed Shark out there, or you get a Topiary Stomper out there, and you can do that, or you can just counter a non-creature spell when they tap out. I like these choose one cards, man. They give you so many options. I'm a big fan. Big fan. And honestly, man, I'm just reading through these. You guys might know what these are, but I've honestly never even seen them before, half of them, so I'm reading through them. You never know when you're going to find the next combo piece, eh? Stop Cold. Malcolm the Eyes. Flying Haste 2/2. Interesting. Be good in the Pirates deck. A Flying Haste for 2 mana is pretty good. With that ability, yep. I'd say that's pretty dope. Buried in the Garden. Interesting enchantment. I like the art on it. A little too expensive, but it's like a ramp removal spell, so it's not at instant speed, unfortunately. If it was, it would probably be standard playable. It's more limited, I think, because it's 4 cost, but You enchant any land, and then you exile a non-land permanent you don't control until it leaves the battlefield. And then when it's tapped for mana, it adds an additional mana of any color. It's kind of outshined right now by Leyline Binding, I think. That's why I don't think it's going to be playable in Standard. But definitely an okay removal spell in Limited. Another Mythic, Kellen the Kid. Flying Lifelink. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you may cast a permanent spell with equal or lesser mana value from your hand without paying its mana cost. If you don't, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. We'll probably see some more plot features in the upcoming sets. Again, a 3/3 Flying Lifelink for 3 mana. It's 3 colored mana, but I could see this being used in a plot deck and getting a lot of value out of it. Maybe in like a Grenzo, in like a 4-color, 5-color Grenzo Heist build. This could be good too. Teysa of the Ghost Council, 4 mana, black and a white, legendary, mythic creature. Starting intensity 0. When this card enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white and black creature token with flying. Tessa's intensity increases by 1. Spirits Control, get +X/+O, where X is Teysa's intensity. At the beginning of your end step. Why is the text on this card like, oh my god, there's like more text than there is card. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile Teysa. If you do, at the beginning of your next upkeep, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. And it gains haste. Interesting. I don't think this is that good. Whenever you have no protection for it, other than the fact that it's an 05. Other than that, it's not really surviving any removal that's in the format right now. If it had hexproof, it might be better. Because then you could blink it, bring it back, blink it, bring it back, but I think this is just going to be a combo card once we find a card that can blink it like 4 or 5 times a turn. It's really not going to be that good. Grave Expectations, there it is. Heist target opponent's library, exile up to 3 cards from your opponent's graveyards. You gain 3 life. I like that. It's a good card. Another Mythic. Emperor as Paddock Intilli 4. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, that creature perpetually gains haste if its power is 4 or greater. If its toughness is 4 or greater, you gain 4 life. If its mana value is 4 or greater, seek a creature card. Wow, that's actually kind of neat. For 3 mana. Let me cook on that one. Stalwart Realm Warden. First strike lifelink 2/2. When Stalwart Realm Warden enters the battlefield, next non-creature spell target opponent casts costs 2 more to cast. Yeah, those would be pretty good against some builds. Good sideboard card, I think. Sunfall costs 7. Not bad. Bro, we've got so many packs to open today. It's actually nuts. Destroy all artifacts you don't control, then exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of artifacts that were put into the graveyard from the battlefield this turn. Interesting. This would be a really good sideboard card against mono blue or red blue artifacts. Is that Vengevine? Is that Vengevine in 2024? That's a good card. When Absan Ascendancy enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. That's a good card. I might have to change my counters deck to Absan to add black for this card. This is a really good card. I love the art on that. Basking Capybara. I think the art on the green cards is just so much better than the art on any other cards in Magic the Gathering. Would you guys agree with me? Like, it's just so dope. The way that they portray nature in Magic the Gathering. Akal Pakal, first among equals. That is a cool looking card, man. Legendary creature, 3 mana blue. At the beginning of each player's end step, if an artifact entered the battlefield under your control this turn, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. 1/5 for 3 mana that draws cards. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Caldera Breaker. We're opening alchemy packs now. Caldera Breaker enters the battlefield. Exile all mountain cards from your library. When you do, Caldera Breaker deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. When Caldera Breaker dies, put all cards exiled it onto the battlefield under their owner's control. Conjure 4 cards named Volcanic Geyser into your library and then shuffle. Oh my god, what a fucking fun card this would be, man. Does anyone play? I don't play Alchemy. Does anyone play this card in Alchemy, man? Holy shit. What a fun card looking. Imagine just having like 20 mountains in your deck. Just taking them all out. Wow. Land tax. At the beginning of your upkeep, if your opponent controls more lands than you, you may search your library for 3 basic land cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, and then shuffle. I believe that's one of the best cards ever printed. For 1 mana, that's absolutely bonkers. Oh, this is Alchemy. Dedicated Dollmaker. This card is one of the best cards in Alchemy, and I'll tell you why. There's a deck that it can be put into to make all of your... It's a token deck. And you make all of your shit indestructible. You have ways to make... Like, when it enters the battlefield, it makes a token copy of any creature card. Basically, this is what it's used for. You make a token copy of of one of your legendary creatures. And then you can tap 2 to give tokens you control indestructible until end of turn. Really good card. Oh, nice. A rare wild card. Arwen, Mortal Queen. This is the one that we're using with the dedicated doll maker, man. I'm going to be playing this deck. Trust me when I say that. We are going to be playing this deck. Oh my god, what a great card. This is probably one of the best cards in the format, if I'm being honest. Enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. Remove an indestructible counter. From Arwen, another target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter and a lifelink counter on that creature, and a +1/+1 counter and a lifelink counter on Arwen. We are just moving and grooving with Arwen. Holy shit, man. What a card. Shortcut to mushrooms. Oh, let's just, let's just say we're gonna have some fun with that card. I'm gonna put that card in a deck. Flame of Anor. If you control a wizard as you cast a spell, you may choose to instead. Target player draws 2 cards. That's always good. Destroy target artifact. Flame of Anor deals 5 damage to target creature. Really good instant. Wow, this is a good set, man. I'm loving this set so far. Kalista Sunslayer, one of the best cards in the format. Don't need to go over that one.
Surrender now, and we all leave with our lives.
The Eternal Wanderer. No more than 1 creature can attack the Eternal Wanderer each combat. Exile up to 1 target artifact or creature. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the player's next end step. That's pretty good. For 0, you can create a 2/2 White Samurai creature token with double strike. And for -4, each player chooses a creature that player controls. Each player sacrifices all the creatures they control not chosen this way. Mythic Wildcard, nice. We're opening them all. Fuck it. Another gold and uncommon wild card. Not a bad pull out of that. We got 4 mythic wild cards, 8 rare wild cards, 19 uncommon, and 17 uncommon.
Competition can be fierce, but rewarding. You'll earn rewards based on your highest rank each season.
Got a mulligan that. Opponent goes first. Yeah. Keep that. That, throw away a guide. It's a pretty nutty starting hand if we can draw a land. What is the opponent playing, though? That's the question. Artifact, instant sorcery, spells you own cost +1 to cast. Fine. Swing for 4. Ow. The Celestis? Brother, you're gonna have to do better than that. Do you think he's gonna play a Sunfall? I don't think we give a shit, do we? If he Sunfalls, I can keep one of my guys indestructible. He has to answer these cards on the board, or he just dies. Yeah, I think we just hold on to what we got on the board right now. Nice try. Sure. 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 It's 3-turn clock. Does he have another Sunfall? Looks like he does have some type of removal in his hand, so I'm going to hold on to these for now. Sure. Draw some cards. Ozolith. Long lost friend Ozolith. Still has Spotlight. Okay. He's probably got another depopulate in his hand, so Let's just make use of this soldier. He's got an Elspeth smite. You son of a bitch. Lock-horned whale. Okay.
Faced with tragedy, even observers need to take action. Nobody knows the past better than me.
This guy's really annoying. He says, I don't have a 10th to populate, I'm sorry. I don't have an 18th sunfall, you win. I'm gonna mulligan that. Oh, my opponent just quit. Nice. Hand's okay, keep. Yotian frontliner. Okay. Swinging for one. On the play, this hand is insane against creature decks. Yeah. Hand's okay, keep. You kept a 0 land hand on the play, didn't you? No, you didn't. Okay. hand's kind of nutty. He's probably got some removal over there, though. Insidious Roots. Okay. Interesting. Well, I like my hand a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot. We just drew our third land we needed as well, so... We'll bring Tumblewagon next turn. If he doesn't have any way to interact with my board, I love my hand. Another Insidious Roots. Why must you play so many roots? The root of the problem is not the Insidious Roots. I think we just win on the next turn.
Today we carve our deeds into history. I won't let you fall.
Yep, we do. How do we win this turn? Guide Bond Warden is pretty cracked here. Siege Veteran Bond Warden is like going all in, but I think we just win if we do that. I'm gonna hold back just a little bit. I don't think we can kill him on this turn. Actually, hold that thought. Yes, we can. The fuck am I talking about? It's over, dude. It's all over for you, my boy. Saddle up. Saddle up. Swinging for 18. 12 trample. Got it. Master removal, because that would be pretty good right now. I knew I shouldn't have went all in.
Take my hand.
Damn it. Okay.
So long as evil lives. Don't believe it. So will. Your story's not finished yet.
Sure. We might be able to win on the next turn. Can't kill us. That was a good draw. Sure. Never mind. Hopefully he makes just a stupid attack here. Okay then. Okay. I knew that something like that was coming anyways. That's why I just went all in. If he doesn't have a deadly cover up there, we just win the game, so... I'll keep that. All we need to do is draw 2 land, right? We can do that, right? It ain't no thing to draw 2 land, right? We just need to draw 1 this turn and then 1 next turn and we win the game. Right? Okay. Remind me not to do that ever again. This deck suffers on the draw, like 75% of the decks in the format suffer on the draw, so you really don't want to be on the draw with this deck. This'll work. Now we're not going to draw land for the rest of the game, right? Right. Sure. Thicket. Duelist. Say go. Or I'll attack for 1 and then say go. Never seen this card played before. Oh, he missed a land. Oh, sucks to be you. Alright. Attack with everything. Hopefully you don't have a pump spell. He's got a pump spell. That sucks. He's blocking the Bond Warden? Sure. Happily take that trade. Your mana screwed idiot. Three and two, not bad. Not bad so far. I'll take that going forward. No, I can't keep that. Two Gaia's Gifts is the starting hand, and one land is not the win. It's not gonna win the game, dude. On the draw. No. We can keep that. We can throw away a Siege Veteran. That's a good hand. What more could you want, right? Other than one more land? A land here and we're in business. Fine. Even if we don't get a land here, I guess we could still be in business. We really need that land though. No blocks. Why would I block that? Just holding up 2 mana. I'm gonna go and run out a Tumblewag here. Or do I run out something different? He's got a counter spell mana up. I think we get a little more fair play here if we just put this out now. If he counters this, so be it. And he's taking a lot of damage here. I think I like that better. If he flashes something in here, whatever. Don't care. Now he's really on the back foot here. He's really on his back foot here. Because we're gonna do this. And I can't attack because he's got a 6/6 now, so. He's only got 1 green land, 2 green land. I like my board state because we just bring out another Tumblewag next turn and just start going absolutely nuts. Sure. Interesting. If we can somehow spike a land next turn. We're just gonna flood out our hand here. May the best man win, because this is the best draw I could possibly have. Saddle up. We are going to be swinging for a lot.
Dragons!
Your defiler of vigor and Vornclex is nothing when facing the botanical brawl. Shrink down at the sight of a 2020 trampler coming right at your face. He's not seeing that it has trample. Wah. Good thing I didn't keep that opener, eh? I don't like that we have 3/4 cost things. Kind of awkward, honestly. And these cards don't really have synergy with each other. And I'm going first. I like that a lot better. I like that a lot better. I like that a lot better. I'm just gonna play out the brawlers and then start doing the Bond Warden things. Shipwreck Marsh. Sure. Just hopefully get there with the brawlers. They're going to be 4/4s, 5/5s on the next turn. I can actually give one of them double strike. On the yeah, this could be good. It could be bad. I don't know if he has any way to kill my creatures. He's playing black. He should. Okay. Cool. We might actually be able to get in with double strike here kill the Flesh Gorger, it doesn't gain life, and then, yeah, go from there. Hopefully he blocks. I'm really hoping he blocks. It's a good trade, right? You gain 3 life, kill one of my brawlers. One of my brawlers is dead. You don't have to worry about it gaining counters from here on out. If he doesn't block, I can just play out the Dusk Legion Duelist. And then swing for a bunch on the next turn. Why don't you go ahead and plot something here? He plays out that 4 costs for Exian. Whenever it's dealt damage, you lose that many permanents. That would be awful. Covert Technician. Okay, that's not awful. Not concerned. Why is he saying oops? Sure. Ozolith or Bond Warden? 5, 10, and draw a card. I think we Bond Warden here. Bushwhack something. Kill that. Swing with everything. If you can't kill me this turn, it's lethal, so... attacking with everything. It's menace. No blocks. Sure. Hydra for 2, that doesn't really help. Bond Warden. Swing with everything. Five and 2 is not a bad record, man. Ranking up the Diamond Constructed Rank ladder with this what once was a starter deck. Now it seems to be a pretty good best of one deck. I got to admit, man. Let's go check the untapped.gg profile. So this is my build. 75% win rate in Diamond. With this build particularly, since I made the changes to put the full play set of Tumblewags, and I probably would have a full set of Siege Veterans in there as well. And then just take out one Timberland Guide, honestly. So I would have, just 3 Timberland Guides, 3 Huron Beast Callers, and then everything else would be the same. I did add in an additional Ozolith. I wouldn't want the full play set, just 2. And 8 matches played in only 35 minutes is pretty good. We can ladder up quickly. I'm feeling pretty good about this deck, man. You guys saw it there. You guys saw the deck. You guys saw how it played. The question now resigns, is Clay Champion even necessary in this build? He gets by Go for the Throat. He does put a nice sized body out there, plus put counters on 2 other creatures when he enters the battlefield. The jury's out. I've never been upset, really, to play a Clay Champion, but at the same time, I wouldn't be upset to run out a Siege Veteran in its place and just get that constant counters being put on things, which is the whole point of this build, is to just run this build off Botanical Brawler and Ornery Tumblewag. And it curves so perfectly. I mean, I added in a second copy of Goldvein Hydra because it's just so good. Vigilance, Trample, Haste, and it's a mana sink as well for a late game draw. Plus it creates treasure tokens when it dies. If you happen to have 2 in your hand and the first one dies, the second one's just going to be even bigger. I cut down the copies of Bushwhack since our mana fix is pretty good now. 21 land is what I went with. Our highest costing thing is going to be 4 at any given time, so I think 21 lands is perfectly justified, considering the only thing that costs double green is the Storm the Seed Core, which we're not going to use until turns maybe 6 or 7 anyways. We don't even need that to win. I don't think we cast that one time in any of these wins today. The full play set of Razor Verge Thickets in there now. I'm satisfied with that. Timberland Guide is kind of like a Bond Warden for 2 green. The only difference between him and Bond Warden is that Bond Warden has backup 1, which is very relevant. So when it dies, you put the counters that are on it on another target creature, and it also has, when it enters the battlefield, the other creature you give +1/+1 counters to also gains backup 1 until end of turn, so you can end up putting double counters on something with this if they kill the other creature that you end up putting counters on, and then you end up putting... It's just crazy synergy. Siege Veteran and Tumblewag, oh my god. What do I even say, man? I gotta get lost. Destroy target creature, enchantment, or planeswalker. Its controller creates 2 maps. I just changed it. I went from being it was becoming too much of a mid-range build with too much removal spells, too much fluff. So I took most of them out. We have just the 1 copy of Requisition Raid now. If they're going to play a bunch of artifacts or enchantments, so be it. We can beat them with creatures. That's what this deck's strong is, creatures. So we have 28 creatures in the deck now and 11 non-creature spells. I think that's fair. 2 Gaia's Gift, which gives us reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible. I think that's strictly better than Snakeskin Veil, which only gives it +1/+1 counter and hexproof. Having the reach ability, the trample, and the indestructible makes it just millions of times better for 1 extra mana. And then the Wrestler Rampage tech. It's a spree instant, untap target creatures. Untap all creatures target player controls. So we can kind of trick them into thinking that they're going to have lethal when really they're not if they don't block. And we just get all of our creatures tapped out. And also we can just give a creature double strike. So it gives kind of a double whammy if they don't block, and we can do lethal with double strike. They're going to get hit very hard and very fast by the card Wrestler Rampage as a 1-of in the build. And then yeah, just the 1 removal spell, that's literally it. And then the Bushwhacks can also be used as removal spells as well. So if we put it to you that way, Gaia's Gift can be used as a removal spell in combat trickery, as can Bushwhack, can be used as a removal spell. So really we have 5 removal spells in the deck. Plus the Wrestler's Rampage can also be used as a removal spell in combat trick as well, because one of our creatures is going to gain double strike, meaning anything they block with is probably going to die, and our creature will survive. So yeah, that's as simple as I can make this. This deck is becoming one of the best decks in the format. I've even started to see other people in Diamond use the Botanical Brawler and the Ornery Tumblewag, this exact same build pretty much. So I'm super proud of it to see people using this build in Standard and Competitive. And I think it's only going to get better with time as we figure out what is the meta and what is the biggest strengths of this build, what is the weaknesses. I took out the Toskaya's Welcome, it wasn't needed. And same with the Trostani of 3 Whispers was great, but also again has no direct synergy with the rest of the deck. So, and then the Curon Beastcaller is obviously an unheralded champion in this build. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you put a +1, so you just cast it. It doesn't even have to resolve, and it puts a +1/+1 counter on the Beastcaller. And this can occur multiple times in a turn, and then when it dies, it gives a Bond Warden effect where you distribute its counters among any number of target creatures you control. So it's just amazing how quickly we can pump this Brawler up and get over the top of some of these decks, man. I'm having so much fun with this deck. Alright, well that's going to cut it for today. If you guys liked the pack opening, if you somehow watched to the end of all the gameplay and all that, I did my best to concisely, cut down a lot of the videos I possibly could, but again, we're playing Magic here. We're not playing, Pokemon. It's going to be slow. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. I actually didn't really enjoy the pack opening, if I'm being completely honest with you. It was cool to open a bunch of free cards, but just like playing the game and, going 6-2 with this new build that I made was just the icing on the cake for me today. Alright? So with that, I'm getting out of here for today. See y'all in the next one. Peace out.